What's going on, everybody? Porter from Roll for New GM. Today is kind of an exciting day, something that I think uh, some of you have been probably waiting for. So we are opening up our play test. It's going to be at the end of the month, and this is for our game Forsaken Heroes, um, tentatively titled. This is kind of what we're aiming at. This is our new TTRPG. You've heard me talk about it. We have a brand new spellcasting system, a brand new action economy system. We've created a bunch of cool new classes, added some stuff to the martial classes because I think that in a lot of games it kind of gets boring where you go up, you're a warrior, you're a barbarian, and you go thwack thwack and your turn's over. So we added in some kind of martial abilities that you can use, as well as your class abilities. So we are going to start playtesting. We're going to do our own interior playtest coming up here within the next week or so. We are going to start with 4 playable classes. We have a list of, I think, 12 classes. And we just kind of thought, if we can get these 4 balanced, everything else, kind of slides into place. So to start out in this playtest, you're going to be able to play a warden, which is our take on, either dual wield or like an archer type, very nature-esque. We just have your general warrior. We have a priest and a magus. So we have those 4 kind of core classes, and those are pretty much ready to go, we think. So the big thing is, if you want to play the playtest and you want to try it out, all you have to do is go to our website, Astral Door Gaming. Link is in the description below, and then sign up for the newsletter to get that playtest. So right now, like I said, we're aiming for the end of the month. It may be kind of the beginning of April, just kind of depends on how quick we get everything back and how everything looks. I'm very excited for this. We've added a ton of stuff that I think is going to be really cool. Coming from D&D, everything's pretty simplified. All right, let's be honest. You hit or you don't. You do this or you don't. It's very binary in that sense, where it's a 0 or a 1 for the most part. We've added in a lot of, I'm going to say it, there's some math in here. All right. I think that's kind of a core part of TTRPG, is getting to add stuff and subtract. Actually, I'm wearing plate armor, so I get a minus to melee damage, stuff like that. So even all of our items, there's going to be a lot of give and take with each different piece. And then, of course, the magical items will build upon that. And then, without giving away too much of it, I've kind of mentioned it already, but our kind of for the GMs of the world, because I know combat balancing in D&D was trashy. Let's be honest, not good. Terrible balancing system. We're working on creating a better system. And so with our stat blocks, we're going to have a huge list of awesome monsters, enemies, different stat blocks that you can use. Everything that's just very plug and play. If you're a GM and you want to mix it up a little bit, we have these cool open form templates where I mentioned this in an earlier video. So you could have, a bandit, and it could be a melee, ranged, mage. We have different kind of stat blocks for each one. So if you want to drop in a bandit mage, but you don't want to necessarily use the spells and everything that are attached to it, it's very easy. You drag and you drop. Let's say the bandit mage has 3 spells. All you got to do is drag those out. It's first, second level, whatever it is. You find those on the list, you drag, you drop. It's very easy to customize the enemy stat blocks, as well as, just dragging out the armor, putting new armor in. We really wanted to simplify it, well, as at the same time, just adding that little sense of customization that really that way you can't really metagame. There's so many times that you go into D&D, you're like, oh, I know what monster this is, but does my character... When you're going up against a couple of bandits and you see some of them are casters, did your GM change the spells? Are they a priest kind of bandit? Are they a straight magus? So we've kind of mixed it up that way. The armor, weapons, all of those, a little bit of a different system, different adding and subtracting numbers, which I'm really excited for. I think that adds a lot of fun to it. And then, yeah, the 4 starting classes. And so the first playtest is going to be more strictly combat based, just so we can kind of get a good balance figured out. I think a lot of the RP stuff will obviously come down the road, and that's a lot easier to kind of figure out. So we just feel like if we get this combat part done, it kind of structures everything else in a way that makes it a lot easier. So head over to Astral Door Gaming. Link is in the description below. Sign up for the newsletter and you will get an email probably within the next couple of weeks detailing everything that's going to be coming out. You'll be getting the packets. And I'm not taking any shots here at Kobold Press. I'm very excited for them. I'm very excited to see what they come up with. But I will say, it was kind of lackluster getting that first playtest packet. So I'm hoping that you guys can kind of get a little bit more excited about this. I know there's been people in the comments talking about how they're kind of excited to see what we have. And I'm really excited to see it too. We're actually getting ahead of schedule. We were expecting by the end of the year, and we're already jumping into playtesting. So, things are moving along quickly. Let's see, what else could I possibly give away? I could talk a little bit about the action economy system. We'll just say that it's not going to be as simple as either hit or cast a spell and move. There's a little bit extra added depth to it. There's even possibilities of spellcasters casting 2 spells around, of certain hybrid classes attacking and casting spells. It's gonna be wild. There's gonna be a lot to it, and it's gonna be a cool balancing where you as a player kind of get to decide and figure out what you're gonna do with your allotted turn time. So I'm excited about it. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out. And then one last thing, instead of the classic chaotic good, neutral, all of those 9 different things that rarely get brought up now. We're working on a new system where it will actually affect some of your skills or abilities depending on which way you sway, if you get my drift. So it'll actually matter. I know there are spells and stuff in D&D where you get to figure out their alignment and blah, 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 blah. But I mean, honestly, when was the last time it was useful? So a lot of new stuff coming out. The first playtest packet will be more combat based. We have a ton of classes. We're starting out with the basic 4, and you will be able to get to playtest by the end of the month or early April. So remember, head over to the website, like and subscribe on this channel. Channel's been doing great. Really excited about it. I've mentioned it before. Way more than I expected. Head over, check it out. Subscribe to this. Playtesting soon. Until next time, friends.